Daniel, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, I would like to understand from you, Daniel. Sorry, I typically go to the topic directly because I feel somehow responsibility that I need to really use most of the time in something that really benefit you. At the end, also I need to understand from you a feedback. Do you feel that there is a progress on your side? Do you feel any improvement so far in your coding abilities, even if it is a little?
Yeah, I can see the improvement.
You can feel
I
it.
yeah, I can feel you.
Okay.
I managed find to solve the few things I can barely can do before. So yeah.
Okay. May I understand from you, you still writing code for your other project, which is the PHP project, or you already finished it?
No, I'm not writing it yet. I'm still writing the uh interface, the HTML interface for the project. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So you are writing it on your own?
Yeah, I'm writing on mine.
Okay. And may I know how many months you have until you complete your project? I sometimes I can't really hear. I'm not sure why sometimes the sound go on and off, but I didn't hear you.
Around 3 months.
Oh, okay. And so you have to write in PHP, and you need
Yeah.
to,
No, it doesn't matter. I can write in any type of language.
okay. So what did you decide to use so far? What language did you decide to use?
I'll decide to use maybe Java, maybe.
Okay, but if you use HTML, it's very hard to include Java there. So how you the most suitable one if you I mean if you decide to use HTML or a web interface, then you might need to use PHP. I believe so. How is your knowledge in PHP so far?
Average.
Average, but you write PHP. So is
Yeah,
it
right. Page.
yeah? So may I know that are you better in Java or in PHP?
I can't really so sure. I think it- I'm not really good at both. Because PHP, I have help from my friends. They help me to do
Okay.
few stuff here and there.
Okay. Okay. And are you aware that you have to maybe do some CSS and possibly a little bit JavaScript? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Okay. Okay. Typically, all the programming knowledge that you acquire, definitely what you do in Java, if you the problem solving part will definitely reflect to other languages. Although I mean PHP is slightly different and they have different methods that you can use, but the skills that you know that you gain, I believe, can be reflected in other languages. Okay, let me go direct to the point. How was our homework so far?
Yeah, I managed to do the example one, example two, but the day of the week, I can't really figure it out how to do.
Okay, there is no issue. Can you please share with me what you have done so far? Do you still remember that you learned anything about modulus and how we use modulus in mathematical calculation? Do you still remember anything like that?
Uh, what uh what is modulus again?
Okay, so let me, once you open your screen, I will be able to write it for you. So the mode or the remainder. So did you hear the word remainder before? So when
Yeah,
you
I heard the word.
when you do a division, so the division typically sometimes have a decimal point. So if you divide if you divide 7 by 2, it means that the result is having a decimal point. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the result? 7 by divided by 2?
7 divided by 2. 3. 3 with the remainder of 1.
Excellent. So you already know the remainder. Okay, excellent. Okay, that's really good. Okay. Okay, that will shorten the thing for us here. I like also that you try to reach. Okay, so I mean, okay, that's totally fine what you write here. Mhm. So you pass it here, but again, didn't we write a calculation so far for the day of the week? I
Yeah,
mean, the method, I mean, he already provide you with a way to do the calculation. So are you able to copy at least the mathematical calculation that they put inside the slide for the exercise?
no, I didn't manage yet.
Okay. So mm, let me tell you this how I can get it for you to shorten also the time, because the calculation itself is not nothing from our side. He already give it to us, so I would say I will pass to you in your WhatsApp uh, the calculation so that we don't waste time. So you just go to the WhatsApp, copy the lines for the calculation and put it inside your method. Can you do that, please? Excellent. So this is exactly from where we get it, from the exercise itself. It was given to us. Okay. So, but the thing here, this y, which is the year, this is the first input. So this y is the year, and it takes it from our input, and this is a normal year. So he will do this kind of calculation, because not all the years is the same. Certain years have more days than others, and this is out of our scope at the moment. At the end, he will create D for us, and he is telling us that this output D, we will use it to know the number of days. Again, these calculations is out of our scope. What really matters to us is the remainder. Do you know why we need to use 7 with the remainder? So
Yeah, because 7 days, right?
yes, because 7 days. So okay, may I know if we have 15 like that, and then I say modulus 7, what could be the possible answer here?
2. Wait. Modulus means they want the remainder, right?
Yes. So
So 1.
1. Okay, excellent. That's excellent. So the point here that based on the answer here, we are able to know, based on the answer here, we were able to know actually which day of the week we are in. Okay. So maybe if we say 16, then, so if this is become 16 instead of 15, so possibly that this will become 2. Am I right?
Yeah.
So if we increase it to 17, also this will become 3. So it means that the more the day here, then the output here will become more and more. So we will add 1 and 1 until we reach, I mean, we will never reach 7. So we will be coming from maybe somewhere 0 until 6 somehow. So it means, what I want to say at the end, this value So we will have values from 0 until 6. So based on that, we want to decide which day of the week that we are in. So if you have here 0, so in the exercise, can you please look at the exercise and tell me from what you see there, what does it say?
Says that
Given the months M,
month,
day D, and year Y, this is exactly the line before the calculation. The day of the week, he says Sunday is 0, and Monday is 1, and Saturday is 6. And he tell you that the D is given to you by this calculation. So at the end, what we need to know or what we need to use is to get the D out, the D capital. We get it out, and then we check it. Is it equal 0? If it is equal 0, it means that it is Sunday. If it is equal 1, it means that our day is Monday. So are you able to do that checking here? So are you able to check D if it is equal 0? How we do that?
So we want to find the D, right?
Yeah, I mean, the D will be found for us. We will not have to do it our own. This is a calculation that will result in a value inside D, and the value is an integer. And we said that this value will be values from 0 until 6. And it is said that, so this is the possible values of D. And we also said that, let me try to, okay. So we said also, so this is D. We also said that 0 correspond to Sunday, and 1 correspond to Monday, and 2 correspond to Tuesday. So the thing is, we know already how to reach Sunday. So are you able to see my screen? It seems that something is happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't able. When you write, it disappeared.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
but are you able to see that this part, what I put here?
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay, so, oops. I have no idea why it disappeared like that. That's quite strange. Okay, so from 0 until so 0 represent, wow. So why specifically this doesn't, wait, maybe, wait, I think this is, yeah, vanishing, sorry. Yeah, I'm totally sorry. I supposed to choose that. I apologize. It's my mistake. So, okay, since values from D will vary from 0 to 6, and we know that very well that 0 actually will represent Sunday, and 1 will represent Monday. So what kind of code that we can put so that we output Sunday if D is equal 0, and we output Monday if D is equal 1. So this is how so if we continue like that until we reach 6, so 6 is representing Saturday. So what is the output that we want to see? We want to see, actually, once we call this, we want to see either Sunday or Monday or Saturday based on the number that the D output for us. So the output from this method, it is a string out of those. Okay, so it means the calculation produced for us a number, and we want to find a way to convert that number to a string. Any ideas in your brain to even try? And again, as we said, we are not afraid to say anything wrong. I'm listening to you.
We can use the if else statement.
Yes, perfect. Why not? Please, can you show me how we can do that? Okay, excellent. So don't do the others. Don't do the other yet. So typically when you have a code, my advice to you, once you write something, we want to test it out. So today is Monday, right?
Yeah.
I want you to put the D here, and instead of 0, put it 1. And change here from Sunday to make it Monday. Do you know why I have done that?
So when we calculated the date for today, we use the year, the month, and the number of day for today. It comes out Monday, right?
Excellent. Yes, perfect. You are perfect. Okay. So can you tell me how we can call that function? So this is the method that you already create. Can you try to enable that? And let's see what is the output. Why is there is an error here?
In the return.
Okay. May I ask you, please, if you can go again here? No, I want to focus. I want you to focus here. Can you please focus here?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And come here so that it show you options. Okay. Now, yep. Okay. So I want you to look at this first. Okay. And then off, and don't press anything. Just come here again with the mouse, and then yes, read this first. Just read it.
Change variable DOW type to string.
So he wants you to change that. So this is a strong recommendation from him. Okay. So why does he tell you this kind of recommendation? There is a strong reason for him to say that. And he wants you to go out from this list, please. Don't choose anything. Just yeah, press anything. Yep. And then come again and hover over the area here. So come, just move the mouse. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now, so the required type integer, but provided is a string. So it is telling you that the method that you call calculate DOW, it is returning a string. But the provided type here, which is, so this will return a string. This will return a string. But you are providing here to him actually an integer. So how can you assign a string and save it inside the place that is reserved for an integer? So is it the concept of returning something from a method? Is it clear to you, or I need to clear it? Is it confusing to you?
Could you clear it for me?
Okay. So when we make, so can you please remove this? Move the mouse away from. Yeah, that's good. So what I want to say that every function that we create, if we decide that this function should return something to us, so we should decide the return type in this place. Do you know if we put void, what would be the return type? Any idea?
It will return nothing.
Excellent, excellent. So, okay, okay, first of all, let me just confirm that we are on the same level here. Do you know what is the difference between a method and a function? Any idea?
Method is when we want to secure another coding. to be from the main code, right?
No, not an accurate answer. I would say method is exactly like a function, except that a function is a one that returns something. So it means that if we have here, so typically a method will always have void. So here there will be void always. But in the function, you can return a string, you're able to return integer or whatever. I mean, whatever data type that you want to return, Boolean. So, but we will return something. So always here, you will find no void in a function. But so I'm able easily to change a method to a function by just removing the void from here and putting a data type that I'm able to return. And also, there is something else that marks the function from the method. That inside the function, I always use the return keyword. So this is the keyword. When I provide it, it means that I get something out of this function. So when I do a calculation, so you have to also understand. So that when we do a calculation like here, okay, we got two choices. We either print Monday like you are doing here, which is correct, it's not wrong at all, or you can return this Monday and get it printed out in your main function. So it depends. It depends how you plan to put your code. So if you decided to return something out because it was decided for you, for example, in the exercise, so does the exercise say that you have to use static string as a return? Yes, it is decided already for you. So you have to follow what the exercise do. So here, it is dictated to us that we return a string out of this. So if we would like to return a string, it means that this variable that we put for the return, it have to be a string, not an integer. So d at the moment is defined as an integer. Okay, so everything need to match. When you return, you must return whatever you decided here. So far, am I clear or it's confusing to you?
Yeah,
What did you
it's clear.
catch from me so far?
It's clear that if I want some, when I ask for a function string, it means I have to return string. If I have for another function like integer or double, I have to return double or integer, right?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. You bring the thing short. Yes, your answer is excellent. Okay, so the key here, why do we ever need to return something from a function? The point is, again, like I told you, if you decided this as a method, it means that you can only print something. You can never return anything. Sometimes we do calculation and then you want to use that calculation in other steps. So maybe you need to use the day that comes out from this to do other tasks inside your main function. So typically, maybe also you create a function that calculates some calculation like a tax value or something like that, and then you want to use this tax value in other calculation. So you need that to in the main. You need this return type in the main to print it out or even to do some kind of, or to put it in a sentence or something like that. So, okay, you also have to understand that inside the memory, so this is um, so this is your main. All this is your main. When I defined y, m, and d, m, y, d, I defined those variables inside the main. And then I go to a totally different scope in the memory that have no relation to the main. I call that calculate DOW, which is this. So every variables here have have its own scopes. It means that the y0 that I created inside the function and x0 and m0 and d cannot be seen in the main. So the main, if you try to print the integer d inside main, you will have an error. The main and the methods and everything inside the main cannot see whatever variables you define inside your function. Is that clear to you or still confusing? You have to be honest. Can you tell me? I cannot hear you. Where? I need to repeat again.
Yeah, I need to figure. I got kind of lost there.
Okay, so may I know, please, what is the last thing that you managed to understand from me?
Something about main and void. No, main, yeah. But string, I can't return something.
Okay, so
I think the last part when you
okay, can you go up, please, for your code? Can you go up? Yeah, okay. So this is a void main, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this void main here, we call that our main code or our main calling method, okay? Or yeah, just the main code. So this main, we defined what? What did you find here? Do you see that? Those three, M, D, and Y. You saw?
Yeah.
So I listed them here. Okay. And can you tell me, please, did you see Y0, X0, M0, and D? Those all integers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you, please, are you able to, can you comment this line? Okay. Can you put a print statement here? So I want you to put D, this D capital, I want you to try to print it out here. Okay, try to print out, please.
Okay.
Don't change anything. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, just put here, put just empty string first until we come back to it. Okay, just run then. This will run. Just any year. It doesn't matter because the calculation is not ready yet. Just any year. Okay, so what did you print out here? You printed out D, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but what you print just now, when you put a single quote like that, you treated D as a character. And D is defined inside the calculate DOW as an integer. So do you know how we can print the integer inside? Okay, try to print it out, please. And okay. Okay, just run. It's okay. I would like to see the error that you try. I know that there is an error. So what is the error saying? Cannot find simple variable D class day of week, and he is telling us line 14, right? So line 14 is making an issue for him. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but why is it he's not accepting D? Any idea?
Because we didn't declare D.
So, okay, that is a good answer actually. So, okay, can you copy that line and try to put it here? So remove this line totally. Yeah, you can put it here. It's okay. Just anywhere. Yeah, okay, fine. Totally fine. Yes, that's good. Can you put plus sign instead of? Yep, that will do the job. Yeah, okay, that's totally fine. Okay, so what I want to say that I would say to uncomment this. Okay, and can you please remove that part? Yes, remove it and run. Okay, enter whatever. Also doesn't matter. The calculation still need some fixing. Okay, so what did you print here? You print 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if you run the code again, and I would like you, so you enter here 2011, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to enter the same, and the month also the same, but the day is 16. Can you do that? Can you run again and so did you see something here? So it means that when you increase that, that affects our D value, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we managed to print the D when it is inside here, but why we didn't manage to print the D here? Is that clear to you? Why we didn't?
Yeah, for the calculated EOW we declare D, but when the starting point main, we didn't declare D, so it become an error, right?
Okay, yes, you are correct. So what I want to say is that although this function that you created is on the same file, like this main, but actually in the code itself, Java say that this is in a box that is totally separated from the function. So this code here until go down, please. Go down slowly. Yep. Until you reach here is different scope from this function. So this function scope start from here and end down, and the main scope start from up and ends here. So this is the end of main. So what I want to say is that although both of them are in the same file, you are putting the code in the same file, but the scope for main and for calculate DOW are separate. So you defined D here. Once you reach, can you go down, please? Go down. So go down more. Yeah. Once, come, let me explain this here. So in the memory, okay. Do you see this? So this is the closing curly braces for the function. Am I right? Once we reach that line, uh, everything you define in this function will get deleted from the memory. So once you reach that end, or even the return, it means that the y0, x0, and m0, and even the d will totally disappear from the memory. They will have no trace for them. They will totally disappear. You cannot return them back. So everything, every calculation that you have put here will totally disappear. So it means if I want to retain any calculation or any result from this calculation, I need to save it or return it back. So if I say I want to return back to the main function Monday. So I need to define here maybe a string that is called day, and then I should put it inside the return. So once I put it inside the return, so this day will get transferred to the scope of the main. So it means that when I delete that portion in the memory, which is belong to the function, once I reach here, Java will actually free that memory. Okay, so it will delete all the content here, including the day. But since I put the day in the return, so a copy from the day will be copied to me here. Did you understand what I said so far, or it's still complicated?
Yeah, I think I get it.
Okay, so may I know if you want to return the day here? So this is Monday that you managed to say, or to find out that if you have a d that is equal 1, you print out Monday. But I don't want it only to be printed, but I still wanted this day value to actually be returned, or this Monday, I wanted it to be returned to the main function so that I retain that. But because if I print it only, I cannot also use it again for another printing inside the main function. So do you any idea how we can return Monday here?
And make it that d equals to the value of d equals to a string, and then return the value of the string to the main function.
Yes, we need to return the value of the string to the main function. Yes. So if you, I mean, one of the possibilities that you can say, you can define a new variable and you call it day, string day, and then every time you check the d for a certain value. So since we want to return a string, the first thing that would come to my mind is that I go here, I say string, and then I create a variable called day. So it means that I reserve a place in the memory that is called day. And then every time the d is equal a certain value, then I will go and say the d equal Monday. Of course, that equality will differ based on the d. So if the d equals 0, it means that I will put day equal Sunday. Is that clear to you, or still confusing?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, can you do that? Do you think the way that we are doing it now, it benefits you in any way? Or
Yeah, yeah, it benefits me. It helps me learn from my mistakes, and then helps me learn what I can do to fix it.
okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's perfect. Yep, this is a good recommendation. Yep. He can put null also, it's fine. Totally
Okay,
fine.
nice.
Totally fine. So he recommend to you a solution for the error, because you cannot assign something to a variable that is not initialized, that is not created. You have to define create a variable first, declare it, reserve a place for it in the memory first before you try to put something in it.
But I can change the null to 0, right?
Or even empty. No, not 0. We don't put 0 inside strings. We can put an empty double quotation like that. So if you try to put 0, actually 0 is an integer. So it is hard or not acceptable to put 0 inside a string. But you can also put like that. If you put the 0 in between double quotation, is acceptable because he will treat it as if it is a string. Anything between double quotation is allowed. So try to put 0 and then you will face an error. So you see, can you try to move on top of, hover over the error so that you can read what is the error? So you provided integer to him, okay? So integer because 0 is an integer. And he expects a string. You need to store inside the variable of data type string. You need to put inside it a string. Okay, can I ask you please put the 0 in between double quotation and see if he accepts that? Okay, excellent. Okay, can you try to run? No error. There is no error. He accepts it. Okay, let me clean that part. So, okay, so we run without an error, right? So
Yeah.
this code, somehow, initially, we managed to make it work. It only worked for Monday at the moment, but if we got the main idea, then we can write the else statements, which can print others. Now, let us go to the main to make sure that we manage to get the return type. So when you call a function this way, actually you call it and you lose anything that it returns. You are not saving what this function returns. This function returns a string to you. To be able to catch the string, you have to, it's like, okay, if I am throwing a football to you, or even throwing a ball so that you can catch it with your hand, if you don't open your hand and to get the ball and catch it, you will lose it. It will fall on the floor. So this is a ball, and I'm throwing the ball, I'm pushing the ball somehow to you. I'm pushing it to you with my hands, and then you have to open your hands here somehow. Sorry, my drawing is horrible. I'm just saying that this ball will go to you, and if you don't open your hand to catch the ball, then the ball will fall on the floor. If it have no catching hand, it will fall on the floor. So it is the same. You are returning day. If you don't prepare your main function here to catch out the return value, which is a day, then it will fall. So the way that you're calling the function now, you're not preparing to catch the day out or store it. So I need to say, like you mentioned before, I need to say here string d. No, I think we have a string d. So what about if I say string dy? So string, I define string dy, and I say calculate DOW. And then I call the function as usual. So this part, no change. I just need to add this so that anything returned from here will be saved inside a new variable that's called dy. So far, is it complicated?
No, yeah, I think I got it.
Okay. So just be aware that this kind of knowledge that we are gaining, we are able to apply to every function that we're going to create from now and in Python, in PHP, everything like that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now what are you going to do now? What is the next step? Okay, excellent. The code execute without a single error, which is also something good. But okay, we created the variable dy, but we didn't print out what is inside dy. Are we able to print out what is inside dy? Can you put today's date?
Wrong date.
So is it
Well,
today is Monday?
yeah, today is Monday.
So it means that this dy printed for us Monday, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so does this mean that our function works properly?
Yeah, function works well.
Okay, so can you just show me if you want to catch out if d is equal 0? So how you going to create that? So because we only started with 1 because today is Monday. So what about if we want to catch, just to confirm that everything is clear?
What do you mean by clear?
I mean, I just wanted to see if the idea of the project is or the solution is clear in your mind. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay. And what if we want to do when d is equal to?
Post what?
So d, it is possible for d to be equal to. So it would mean that
Oh,
if
equals to 2. Okay.
yes,
I thought you said TO max.
sorry, yeah. Mhm.
So I got confused there.
Okay. So is it possible that you run and then you enter the date of tomorrow? So is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so can we move? Can we check other homework, please, that you've done? Let me see other homework. The while condition, the while true.
Yeah, this is the well true. You don't want to have the break option, right?
Yes. Okay. While. Mhm. So that is, I think, acceptable. Yeah, that is okay. But do you understand why we needed to change the while true to this while condition? Any idea why I mentioned to you like that?
So that when we are doing a loop option, it don't have an infinity loop.
And
That
no. So this while true is a bit risky. So it is true that if you put while true, you might end up in an infinity loop. Okay, and the problem is not only that. So typically, if you use while true, you always have to use break. But it is very well documented in the books that when you use break like that, that actually somehow um, makes the code not very readable. So also another option that we actually, so if you see here, this is exactly the same code that you're using here. Okay, so that is a slight improvement, but again you got what I meant, and then you change it according to it, and it looks also fine. It's acceptable. It needs improvement, but it's acceptable. And you see no breaks here. And this is important because again, when you put while true, it means that if there is a lot of code here, then you have to keep searching with your eye where is the break and if it really works or not. Okay, now that is good. Move to the next exercise, please. What is the next exercise? The one that need to find the maximum and
the highest and the lowest.
Excellent. Okay. So may I know why you needed to put 0 here and why you need to put 100 here?
Because I need to make sure because it asks for 100 random numbers. I put uh a number between I put a number between I make a number in between 0 to 100. Section only 0 to 100.
Okay. Okay. Although this is not an accurate answer, but okay, I want you to switch from the put here 100 and put here 0. Now run, please. So do you see that? Your code does not work. It's still carrying out or having the highest as 100 and the lowest as 0. So you generated 100 numbers. It's true. But I still keep, this means that your code does not really work. Any idea why it doesn't work?
First, it didn't read the number, then read each of the numbers.
It reads the numbers. It does read the numbers. You provided numbers. So, but what is the highest number here from what I see? 78, 84, 91, maybe? Maybe this is, yeah, there is 90, there is, yeah, I believe maybe 91. Maybe the highest number that you managed to generate is maybe
No, that number is 100.
100. Interesting. Okay, and also there is a 98 that I managed to generate. Okay, that's good. And so when I put here 0 and 100, so it means that nothing changed.
Yeah.
And is that correct? Or there is some mistake in the code?
I think there's some mistake.
So the mistake actually is not in the code. The mistake is that yeah, I mean, when we decided that the highest is equal 0, this have a meaning. So the lowest, we always assign or put in the highest the lowest number possible that we can ever have. And we always put on in the lowest number the highest number that we can ever get. Because why? Because for this if statement, go down please, slowly. Slowly. Yep. This if statement, these two if statements work only this way. So every number generated, it will compare it to the highest. Okay. So the highest now at the moment you put it 100. So if the number generated, for example, is 21, for example here. So you compare 21 is bigger than 100 or not? No, it's not. So it means if it is bigger, then definitely you will assign the new number to the highest. So 21 bigger than 100? No. So this means that this line will never get executed. Okay. And then if the generated number is, we want to check now, we said that it's 21, a random number. So 21 is less than, and what did you store inside the lowest? You store 0. So 21 is less than 0? No, it is not. So this will never get executed. So the point here is that you need to put your lowest as very high. If you put it 100, if you put your lowest, the highest possible value that you can ever get, you can even put it 1000, no problem. So if I check this statement, it means that 21 is less than 1000 or not. Is it? Is true or false? It's true, right? So 21 is less than 1000, right? So this means that this line will get executed. When it get executed means that I will store 21 inside the lowest. So you find the lowest here, lowest variable. Instead of having 1000 as a start, now it will have 21. And the highest, let us check the highest. So when we said that random number generated is 21, and if we put the highest, the lowest possible value ever, you can even put -1, or you can put 0 also. So look at it when we put 0. So 21 bigger than 0 or not?
Yeah, it's bigger than 0.
So if it is bigger than 0, this means that this condition evaluate to true, and we will execute that line, which means that we will put 21 inside the highest. So we come here, put the highest 21. Now, if we look at now this random number, this 91. So consider the random generated number is 91. Let us have a look at this if condition, how it work. Okay, so if we say the random number is 91, like that, and we know that the highest now is 21. So which is that condition, true or false?
It's false.
91 is bigger than 21 or less than 21?
It's true. 91 is bigger than 21.
So it means that if the random number have 91, we will assign it and put it in highest. So it means that we go to the highest variable and we remove that 21 and we'll put 91 instead. Okay, now let us have a look. If random number is 91 and the lowest is what? 21. So is that 91 less than 21 or bigger?
91 is bigger than 21.
So this means that we no need to execute that line. So this means that this evaluate to false, because 91 is not less than 21. It's not. So it means that this evaluate to false, and we will never run that line. So we will keep the lowest as 21. Now have a look here. If we go and reach the random number as 78, so we change the condition here. Can you tell me now what should we say? So this 78 is a random generated, and the highest is 91 at the moment. We store it 91, and here is 78, and the lowest is still 21. So my question to you now is that 78 is bigger than 91 or no?
It's less than 21.
So we will never execute that one. So we will keep the highest as 91. Okay, now 78 is less than 21. Is it less?
No, it's higher.
Okay, so it means that this is also false and we will never execute that line. So it means that when we have 78, we will never touch the current content of values in the lowest variable and the highest variable. So did you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Suppose I give you that exercise actually so that I train you on using math.minimum and using math.maximum. This is what we took them in the last slide. That's why it's very important to revise always the previous slides, especially at least maybe 1 or 2 hours before the class. That will help you to remember. If you only code 2 times a week just before my class, you will not improve. But just look at your condition, me and you. So, okay, let me be frank with you. I mean, let me see what is the time now. I just don't want to. Okay, I know that you are stuck somehow. Maybe you are in a place that you don't like. Okay, I told you before that I myself faced similar situation before where I have to work something that I didn't like. I never like electrical power engineering. Okay, and I was forced to work for it because that was the only available as my first job. Okay, I needed money. I needed to work instead of just sitting at home, so I accepted that job. Okay, it turns out for me that this was beneficial. It gave me a good experience that I needed when I worked as a programmer. Because when I worked as a programmer, I needed to have some background in electrical engineering, and I didn't have it from my study. I studied computers, and automation systems, and I didn't know anything about electrical engineering. So it just benefited me. And now I would also like to tell you that not every family afford to actually pay for the ANA to have actually a tuition in the way that it's happening with you now. Okay, so I understand that maybe you are not able to convince others around you that you don't like what you are facing. Okay, but they already know that you already spent 4 years in studying what you've studied, and there is no way to return back. You need to have a way to earn a living. You also have to understand that in your stage, you're still under the caution and the protection of your parents around you. But the world around that is very wild. The market is full of other competitive talents, especially that come from the non-Bumiputra. So I think maybe you are aware of that. I don't like to talk much about politics, but I just want to open your eyes that the market is full of other competition. Okay, use what the parents allow you to have at the moment, even if you don't like it, just to start earning your living. If your parents remove the help from under you for any reason, because the parents will not live for you forever. They will not keep protecting you forever. They will not keep providing forever. There will be a time that they cannot provide anymore. So I just want to tell you, I understand that you not found your passion in what you are having at the moment. But first, you will not like it if you don't graduate. If you see your friends graduating, you will not like it, that you're still there. So that is a pushing side for you, that you try to put an effort so that I also can push you forward. I know that there is a limit that we both can reach together, just because only, not because of your skills, just because you like it or not like it. If you like something, you put a lot of effort to actually succeed in it. But sometimes when you see poor people, um, they don't really like everything they do. They sometimes have to work certain jobs that they really hate, but they got no choice. It is a matter of you fill in the plate in front of you with rice or no. So, like the Chinese say, this is your bowl of rice, then you have to really um, fill it in with rice, or else you get hungry. So sometimes there is no choices. Now you have a choice that you are able to, yeah, learn programming in what we are doing at the moment, and then you can see other skills or other things that you do with love, or you love it, you like it. Then maybe you can increase your skill or improve your skills until you're able to earn a living with it. But that is come in a later stage. At the moment, if you don't learn programming, then that will be a bit tough for you. What I want to say is that um, I want to make sure that you read the slides and you follow up the lesson carefully. Every time you use an external assistance in trying to find solutions for exercises, this does not really, it hinders our effort somehow. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not reporting every day, every class um, outcome to your father. I When he asks me, I will tell him what is the situation. The point here is that I don't mind that you don't answer the exercise. Just when you use external help, it makes you, how to say, it wastes your effort. It wastes the chance that somebody is able to help you. This is what I want to tell you. I don't want to take too much time explaining this to you, and I don't mean to irritate you here. Believe me, I'm just a helping hand that um, that I'm here for you. Just that's it, without going into too much details. Did you understand anything from what I'm trying to convey to you, or you didn't get what I meant?
Yeah, I get it. Gotcha.
Okay. So okay. Um, we studied last time minimum and maximum. And minimum and maximum, you pass it two values and it tell you which one is the minimum, which one is the maximum. So it means that you are able to replace these three lines with actually this, and these three lines with actually this. So I'm not sure you should use minimum here or you should use minimum here. That is something that you have to decide. But my question again, if you don't remember minimum, it means that you need to improve on your side, that you need to revise the slides. Because I believe last time we already have this math minimum. So if you have two numbers, 9 and 10, so it will return back to you here the 9. So if you put here x, so you will find that x have 9 inside. If you put here 100 and 10, then and you assign the result in y, so this is math dot maximum, so you will find him returning 100 and save it inside y. So that two or three lines can be replaced by either the minimum or maximum, and also the same goes to here. Did you understand me?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you try to um, print out? Just put a print out and put math.minimum and try to use it somehow. Either you pass it two values. One of them is a random number. M have to be capital.
Yes.
We need to pass two numbers. So you already passed random, which is okay, that's great. Then we need to pass another number. So what do you think we should add here? Highest or lowest?
About highest.
Okay, fine. Pass it the highest. Okay, fine. And if you pass it the highest, can you please do another print statement that print to us? Okay, you have another print statement that print random number? Yes. Okay, so you are printing the random number, right? Can you
Yeah.
please go here and also put another print statement before and that prints the highest so that we can know?
That.
Yep, that is correct. Yes. So, and I just want you to put here a string that tell us that this is the highest so that we are not confused with other numbers because that will also print some numbers. Put here the highest. And right here, math.minimum, so that also we know that what is printed out here. Okay, that's great. Can you please try to reduce so that we are and just don't produce 100. Make the loop run only for 10 times. It's enough. Okay, run. Okay, let us discuss, please, if you used, so this is a random number, and the highest is 100, and the minimum get us 66. Is that correct? So,
Yeah, it's correct.
okay, when you pass it the highest, um, okay, can we confirm and go up, please? Let me confirm that we put the correct numbers in. So the highest put, you need to put 0 here, and the lowest you need to put the highest number possible. Yep. Okay. Okay. So again, I want to confirm from you. You will use this minimum function to actually replace which if statement, this if statement or the other if statement. So this minimum is used to replace this or this. This code, this one. I I didn't hear you.
Yeah, this one.
This one. Okay. So minimum should replace this one. Okay. But minimum, as you can see here, minimum is actually comparing two numbers, random number and lowest. And you're here comparing random and highest. Is that correct? You need to compare
Yeah.
here highest.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is totally fine. But may I know, can you please put a print statement that print out the lowest number here inside? Okay. May I ask you please to make a print statement here and make this print statement have two double quotation with a slash, slash, slash like that? Okay, that's excellent. Please, can you try to run? So every time we run the loop, he will make a line for us to separate from the next loop. So this is a random number that you generated. This is the current highest, and this is the current lowest, and the minimum is 32. So actually, this 32, suppose we assign it to the lowest or to the highest. At the end, if we use this code to replace a group of if statements, so it means that we need to delete the if statement and use math.minimum or math.maximum instead. When you use minimum, it means that it will get for you the lowest number. So which variable actually you use to store the minimum? And when you compare, this exactly is two numbers that you give to the computer, and he will do a comparison to you. He will compare these two values for you instead of you writing an if statement. So minimum will get you the minimum number, means the lowest number. So it will compare both and will give you the minimum. When you said to me that this minimum will actually replace that if statement, you are correct. But the thing that is not correct from your point here, that you use the highest. When you want to get the lowest number possible, you need to compare the random number and the number that you use to track the lowest, which is not highest. Highest is it actually somehow track the highest number possible that is ever generated, but the lowest tracks the lowest number that is ever generated. So you should not compare random to highest, at least when you want to replace this if statement, the second if statement. Did you understand me, or it's still confusing to you? Confusing.
A little bit confusing, but I understand what are you trying to explain?
Okay, so if I compare 32 and 98, if I compare, you pass it to random and highest. Random is 32 and highest is 98. If I compare both, I will come up that the minimum or the lowest is 32. It's logic, okay? But do I want to assign inside the lowest 32? No. Okay, now see this. What is this if statement is doing? Your current random here is 32. And you say highest is 98. So is it 32 bigger than 98?
No.
No, this is false. Okay, go down to the other condition, please. The second condition. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. So no, go up a little bit so that this does not disturb us. Okay, and then random number is still 32 here. Now the lowest is what? 13. Am I right?
Yeah.
So is it 32 less than 13?
No, it's bigger.
False. Okay. So again, the result of minimum is actually 32. And this 32, you're not able to use it for any of this statement. So you cannot assign it to, how to say, so this, we use it to assign it to the highest, because this belongs to this if statement. And this, we use it to assign it to the lowest. And the result that you are using here, suppose it is equal the lowest. So every time you have 32, you compare the 32 to the lowest because you are using here minimum. Okay, 32 compared to the lowest is 13. The lowest is what? 13. You are using highest, which is wrong. So again, when you compare 32 to 13, the result will be 13 because 13 is the lowest. So it means that you still did not change the value of the lowest. The lowest before you run is 13. And after you run the Math.minimum also will result in 13. So it means that we didn't change 13 because it is still lower than 32. So what I want to say, you should not use highest with the minimum. And when you use Math.maximum, this should be used to get the highest number. So you should pass it random and highest. So it means when that result of here, you will put it. I know that this might start confusing, but I will not go into too much details. I still need to give you something new, even if it is little. What I want to say is that if, look at here, this 32 and the highest is 98. So this is 32 and the highest is 98. So he will compare which is the highest, and he will see that 98 is still the highest number because this will return the highest. So he will assign here 98. So does the highest change? No, it doesn't change. It was 98 and it will still remain 98 because this is the highest possible value. Did I make myself clear?
Yeah,
Or okay.
you may myself.
Okay, so I will leave that improvement to you to be done. I want you to remove this if statement, replace it with Math.minimum or Math.maximum. It is your choice. Don't do it now. I want you to do it later because we still have maybe a few minutes that I'm able to use. Okay?
Okay.
So, okay. Can you please close?
Stop sharing.
Yes, please. Okay, I'm able to share here. Give me a second, please. Yeah. Okay, I think you start to okay. I just want to tell you that previously, let me see here, if we have integer. Okay, previously what we did is that we learned about creating integers like that, and also double. The double that we took, is it double with a D capital or D small? Can you still remember?
Double small.
Okay, excellent. But actually, there is a, so this is the integer that we learned, but I want to tell you that there is another way to create an integer, and this is using the word integer here with I capital, okay? And this way, when we created, give me a second, please. So I'm sorry, I was a bit late, but I needed to give you, so you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, so I'm trying to show you in Java just so that we don't have to explain this. Sorry, Danielle. Okay. So here you can see that. So this is, let me say here, let me see, X, and let me assume that this is Y, so that it's not too complicated. And we say this is the concept of putting X, and what we say here that, oh, this is Y, okay. And let me see what we need to do here. Okay, yep. I want to see, yep. This is the most important thing, yeah. So you see these two integers, right? One here. Let me have a look. Can you see this, the result of this code?
Yeah, I can see the result.
Okay, so why, when we printed Y, what was the output?
When entered Y, the output is 30. 10.
10, excellent. So, okay, I just want you to have a look and see here, this X and this Y. So here is an integer, and also this is an integer, but there is a difference between them, okay? The difference that this is an object that have methods, but this is just an integer variable that doesn't have any helping method. So what is the mean helping method? So you know this math that we used, so this is a library, and this is the method inside the libraries that we are able to use. We can use minimum, we can use maximum, we are able to use absolute, we are able to use dot power, even the square root. So all this is a member of the math library. And they created a library, a kind of library that is called integer, that are able to store integers, but is having methods. So that's why this integer is just a data type that does not have any methods. So look at here. So we created here what? Do you see this integer? Is exactly the same like this. And we created a variable of this type integer. Okay. And so this integer actually, yes, it's able to store a pure integer like that, but it have a supporting method. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see.
So, okay, this we are able to understand more once we study about classes and objects. But what I want to say that consider this integer with the capital I as a library, same like the math that we learned about. Okay, so that's why we are able to call this init value. Init value will actually call this 30. So it just print the 30. So is there is other methods? Yes, we will learn that, but at the moment you can, if you call that, so there is a lot of methods that we are able to use, like compared to and many other methods that if you write that code in your compiler, you're able to see a list of methods that, for example, I'm able to say the size here. So let me see, I believe the size is a method. So let me see if it is acceptable. Method is not defined. Let me see, what about the size here? Is it acceptable? Okay, maybe he doesn't really accept it. Let me check it here. If he accepts that, So can you see that 32?
Yeah, I can see.
So why he's giving me 32, even though that here is 30?
Because you should change the size.
So the size is actually the size. So okay, can you have a look at here? So I will move with the mouse here.
Okay.
Can you read what is written here?
Number of bits used to represent an integer value in two complement binary form.
Okay, let me first understand from you. Do you know what the meaning bits and bytes? Okay.
It's
Okay, let me write that to you. So there is something called bytes and there is something called bits. This is very important for us to as a basic understanding. So the place in the RAM when you want to use an integer, when you say integer x equal 10, so this is the RAM and this is the place that is reserved for the RAM for you to store the 10 here. But this place have amount, or how to say, this is a place that will be reserved to you. This is 32 bits. So there is a size for that place. So the size for a double, if you put this x as a double, the place that you reserve for it is totally different from the place when you reserve it when it is an integer. Is that, I think this is near clarification. You don't know anything about bytes and bits. Am I right?
Yeah.
So then I have to clear that. So this will be the next class typically, but what I want to say in short, just to come up with a conclusion here, that when you use this integer, this comes to you with a list of methods and functions that you're able to use to operate on top of your variable. If you use the integer like that, this option is not available to you. Only when you use integer with the capital I. Does this make sense to you so far? I just want to come up with this result only. The difference between using integer like that and integer like that. Is that clear to you or not clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Really? Really? I mean, you know, if we don't understand, it is totally fine. We have to find a way to make it clear to you. It's not your problem that you don't understand. It become my issue, not your issue. So don't be shy to say you don't understand. Okay? Really? Now you understand or still confused or it's not so clear to you?
It's not so clear to me, but I understand bits of pieces there.
Okay. Then we clarify that next class. Okay. And see you next class.
So
Okay. Take care.